outside. So I don't know. How are you guys doing lockdown? Robert, tell us your story. What's happening with you?
Like I said, I live more in the country, so I can get out and take some walks, which is nice.
That is nice.
You just don't want to go for because that's a little chaotic. Shelves are bare.
Yeah.
Some people are wearing masks and keeping distance, and then other people are just clustering together like, this is nothing. And they don't move if you need something. They stand there and you're like, okay, I don't know today, but I'm going to have to dive into the crowd to get this whatever.
I know.
That's where you get a baton and you're like, move.
Yeah.
Have you seen, I saw a picture like early on, somebody walking in New York with like this, it looked like an oversized hula hoop where they were, right, like to keep their social distance. So, oh my gosh. Oh,
yes.
God.
Yesterday, my husband came home and I was like, hey, I'm hungry and I'm tired of eating the same thing that we have in the house right now. So he's like, okay, well, let's go get some sandwiches. And like, okay, that sounds good. And then he was like, you can come with me. And I was like, you mean go outside? Like, and so I walked out into the driveway, and then just for his entertainment, I hissed and made some funny sounds and ran back inside. And he opened the door. He's like, look, house troll, if you want food, you have to get in the car.
Yeah, we broke down yesterday and we had food delivered. So that's like the first time in like 3 weeks. Otherwise, I've been making everything. We have some folks trickling in today. Let's say hi to everybody, and then we'll continue. Hello, Dana.
I made sure to share the link to the stream on my social media, so that way hopefully we can get like more people.
Yeah, you're the best. I know I shared it on Facebook, but I haven't shared it on Twitter yet, so I'll be sure.
I can tweet it out right now. Let me find the link.
Bless you. We're so glad you're here, Dana. Mary's here. Hello, Mary. So glad you made it today. Yay! Devin's here. So glad to see you.
Hey, Devin.
Georgie's here. Yay! So we were talking about, I don't know, we've been inside for like 3 weeks. I was just so happy to be outside for a while yesterday. Yeah, super, super exciting. It is so, it's so early. Where are you, Dana? I can never remember.
We're in Arizona, so it's 8 in the morning here. Yeah. It used to be, we don't honor daylight savings time, so your time for starting didn't change, but it did for us, so we have to wake up earlier. That's why you see these bags under my eyes a little bit.
You don't have any bags under your eyes. Oh my gosh, you got the notification? It's amazing. Yay. I'm so happy to hear about that.
Yay.
Good gracious. So, hey, Geek, we're so happy you made it. So, Savvy, you were saying before we went live that you and your husband were like outside on your like stoop of your.
Yeah. So like, I have the opposite. Like I live in Chicago, so I'm like right in the big city, and that makes it a little hard to do work outside because I don't have a yard. I don't have like a porch or a deck or anything. I have an apartment in the city. So we have like, the back steps to the apartment. I just posted a picture of me doing this on Instagram, but we like went out like just right outside our door, and like on the back stairs outside entrance, like he set up like a little table with his laptop, and I like set up a little camping chair with my laptop, and then we brought our dog out there with us to like run around while we were working on stuff. So that's what we did yesterday.
That's
but
nice.
It's definitely been like, at least here, it seems like when you're in like a populated city, there's a lot of people here who are listening to the social distancing, but there's a lot of people who are not. And so like last week I had to use public transit one time. I've had to use public transit only once in all, because normally I don't own a car in the city. So I just
of course
for work and everything. So this, last week I had to go to the doctor. So that was the one time I had to use public transit, and it was fairly empty, but there would always be like that one person in every train car who comes in and sits right by everybody, even though everyone else is trying to spread out. And, like, is like, just talking to everybody while we're all just trying to keep our distance from each other. There's always that one person. So it's a little frustrating. Yeah.
Yeah, I live in Florida, so like 60% of my state is one person is that guy from the subway, or the L that lives here in Chicago.
Yeah, Lisa, have you read the Florida Man Twitter account?
Yes. Not that I don't live it every day, but yes, I have. I definitely have. I know it's a big joke around the even all the people at like a bunch of people at daytime. So like on the news channel, they all read that, and a lot of this stuff comes from Tampa for whatever reason.
Yeah,
which is the closest sort of big city to us. So, oh my gosh, so crazy.
But you have to know all this. Florida man stories, they come to Germany and then it gets translated into one American. So the impressions of love.
It's true.
They're not good.
All Americans are like these Florida men.
Right. They're not.
Yeah, no, because when I lived in England, we would get like, obviously like the outrageous stories are the ones that go over the pond, as we like to say it. And so we would just hear like the most bizarre stories. And of course, like me being one of the only Yanks in my village, it'd be kind of like, your people are doing really well today. And I'm like, I don't know.
I feel like I have to apologize for the entire state. Dave Barry wrote a book about like sort of about traveling all around Florida. And he had this theory that like, the reason Florida gets in so much trouble is because we're like this big peninsula. And so what happens, he's like, if you have like rats in a maze, the really smart rats, when they get to the end of the maze, will turn back around and go the other way. But the dumb rats will just stay. And his whole theory is that state is filled with a bunch of people who can't figure out how to turn around and go back to where they came from. So I don't know. I love Florida for many things. I love the weather. I love the beaches. I love the palm trees. But yeah, our population has a well-earned reputation. So I think my favorite like visual of the Florida man is the guy sitting in the middle of an intersection, like in the middle of busy traffic, with like a school desk eating spaghetti. Like, what? So random. All right, we have some people here. Let's say hi to everybody. Sarah, everyone's yay! We're so excited. We're very glad you made it. Yay, yay. Dana up until 1 a.m. editing.
Whoa.
Awesome.
Wow.
Nice.
I know. I always have, like, after I stay up all night or late editing or writing, the next day I have only one of two options. I either have another fantastic day where I'm like booking it, or I cannot write a thing. Like, it's one or the other. I don't ever feel like you have just like an okay after you're up late editing. But usually if I'm up that late, it's because I'm at the end of the book. So I don't know, you guys, if you're like really on a roll or trying to stay up late. I guess I want to know why Dana was up till 1 a.m., right? Are you at the end of something? Are you trying to make your deadline? What's happening?
I always think she stays up late because that's when her family goes to bed, so they don't bother her.
That's what I did when my kids were little. I wrote my entire books like in the middle of the night, that's kind of funny. I totally get that. Hello, hi, Daily Brown Book, Savvy Ninja Detective Ranger. Love that.
I love it.
I know. Well, every week, Savvy has a new nickname for us, so that's good. I only need Florida for its 90s death metal scene. Is that true? I think Florida, so Geek and my significant other, the horror geek, are geeks. I think have like connected a little bit over on his channel. That's sort of hilarious because he was like totally into like the whole Florida hip hop thing, which he told me used to be great back in the 90s. I don't know.
My dad could tell you. My dad is Florida man. So every time I hear Florida man, I just send him a message like, "Were you in the news today?" And he was like, "Nope, pumpkin."
I can always answer like, "Yeah, that's a guy I know." So hi Tina, we're so glad you made it. Nihilist Geek already did 1,000 words earlier. Trying to catch up in my Camp Nano with another 1,000 this stream. Well, we better get going then.
Nice.
That's fantastic. All right, on Florida. I was born in Orlando. Grew up in St. Augustine. I love St. Augustine. It's beautiful.
It's beautiful, yeah.
One of the mice that found her way out. Great. Michael Edward
Hey, Michael.
McKee, sci-fi. Not sure if I'm going to finish the last chapter or go back and plug holes, which will probably change the ending I'm going to write. Ooh, that's exciting. All right, fantastic. Oh, and hello. Hello to you too. So glad you made it today. Yay. Look at that. Florida had iconic death metal bands like Morbid Angel, Obituary, Cannibal Corpse, and Death. Well, there you go. Who knew? We have some, we have some good writers here. There's some interesting stuff. Probably the reason there's so many writers in Florida is A, it's a big state, but B, there's so much crazy shit going on here all the time. You just open any newspaper and come up with 17 ideas for a book. So I don't know. It's kind of crazy. All right, we are going to. I forgot to pull up
What are we working on as the
Yes, that's a great idea. Carol, why don't you lead that discussion while I pretend like I did not forget to pull up the 5-minute timer today.
That's great. So for me, I'm working on my Camp NaNoWriMo project. I just finished outlining the scene that I'm going to write today because that helps me write faster.
Good.
How about you, Savvy? What are you working on today?
So I'm going to probably spend this morning doing formatting. I've got one final vinyl right here. This is my young adult novel that's coming out May 15th. But I need to fix a few things in the typesetting on the paperback version. So I've got like pages marked where the formatting got a little off. So I'm going to be trying my best to do that and hopefully not get mad at the technology. We'll see.
Formatting. That sounds amazing. Yeah. What about you, Robert? So you told me to guide this, I am.
I am rewriting my Camp Nano project, so that's what I'm going to be working on today. I was up till like 1:30 last night because I was filming and editing, and I still have filming and editing to do. By the way, Carrow, I watched your word stock video with your first 300 words because in the video I'm doing a book haul and I'm reading the first 300 words to see how they stand up to your points. So I'm going to share the video and put a link to that in the description.
Well, thank you so much.
Yeah, we'll do that. We'll definitely. It's so funny how many people have said that they went back to watch that video of yours, Carrow. Yeah. Like a bunch of people have, in a variety of different settings, have said, "Oh, I went back to watch Carrow's video about the first 300 words."
I've heard people talk about it too. Yes.
Yeah, it's a thing, right? Yes.
Yeah.
Exactly.
Yeah. What about you, Joanne? I heard that you're finishing something today.
Yes, I'm hoping, I'm desperately praying to my novel today. Yeah. And I can tell you, I'm totally scatterbrained. I'm all over the place, and I'm wandering around like a lost person, and I don't know. I'm standing beside myself.
All right, we're keeping our fingers crossed for you.
We'll be live,
guys. Yeah. Oh, for me, I'm still working on. I'm really close to finishing. Also, I'm still working on my same project that I have had to kind of go back and rework a little bit. So I should finish soon, but probably not today. In fact, certainly not today, but I'll finish pretty soon. So sometime, hopefully in the next couple of weeks, I'll be ready.
I have faith.
I'll do it live. Because I think I always get like so psyched up when people finish a project like on our stream. I think that's so awesome.
That is really cool.
Right? It's super cool. So, all right, you guys, we want to know what you're working on, but we have to get going with our 5-minute warm-up sprint. So shoot us the message and tell us what you're working on, and then let's get sprinting because we got to make sure that Joan Ninja Hen has enough time today to finish her book. So, all right, here we go. 5 minutes and counting. Actually, 4:59 and counting. So here we go, everybody. 3, 2, 1. All right. Good job, everybody. Here we go. Fantastic. All right. What is everybody working on in the chat? We're going to talk about some of that. How'd you guys do in our little warm-up sprint? Carrow.
I got 256.
Yay. Very nice work. I think I got 140 because I just posted on Twitter. So, Robert, how'd you do?
I got a little over 100. I don't have the exact count.
No,
I need to go to the keyboard and do some math if I need to get it, but it's around 100 and change.
Awesome. We lost Joanne when we came back. I'm not sure how that happened. Sorry about that. It's not personal. It's me. So, all right. Savvy, how'd you do?
So I started with converting some files for this, and then I got an email from my editor from the magazine I work at. So I got distracted and started doing some work for that, and now I'm going back to this.
That's great. Very good. And, yeah, good. All right. Fantastic. So how about you, Joanne? How'd you do?
I did 87.
87 closer. Woohoo! I'm excited about that. I'm very excited about that. All right, very cool. Okay, everybody, we want to hear what you were doing. Hold on. Let me put everybody back in the chat. Here we go. So, sorry, blah, blah, blah. All right. Hello, that's where we left off. Okay. Oh, no, that's not where we left off. All right. Dana finally answered our question. She was getting tons of work done. This is why she stayed up till 1 o'clock in the morning. And she wants to get this project finished. We want that too.
Yeah.
I get so excited. I'm like, you know, not as close as I would like to be. But I am so super psyched that we have so many projects that have been percolating and being finished here. I'm super excited about that. CO Savvy says, only in Florida will a man bringing a gator to a 7-Eleven be a random Tuesday. True, that actually happened. So Mary says, sounds weird, but I hope my son sleeps all day. We've been having issues with our ancient wiring in our apartment, so we can't run more than a computer at a time. Oh, that's the worst. Especially now. Good gracious. All right, we're going to pray for sleep. All right. Oh, well, that's cool. He's sprinting since we have our Florida theme today. Apparently, Nihilist Geek is sprinting to our Florida death metal compilation. I love it.
Nice.
So we had. Go ahead. Oh, I thought somebody jumped in. So how did you guys all do? Tina says she's working on Camp Nano. How was your Facebook group going, Robert? Tell us all about it.
We're all moving along, but we're moving along slowly this Nano. I think everybody is the same kind of feeling where we want to be productive, we need to push and cause extra stress on ourselves. So
yeah,
kind of where I'm at, and I think most people there are at the same place.
I definitely feel like I'm busier than I normally am. And I'm not. I have, obviously I'm driving around less. I'm having other people, Instacart go to the store for me. So there are lots of things that I normally do that I'm not doing. And yet I feel more kind of worn out. I feel more like there's a lot more stuff going on. So, right? I think it's just sort of the emotion of living through all this right now. Are you guys feeling that too? Carol, how about you?
I hate saying this, but quarantine life was my typical life. So, like, for me, it really hasn't changed much. Yeah. The only thing that really kind of changed is that there's more live streams for me to go sit on.
Yeah. I did really well that first week of quarantine. And our lives are not dramatically different either, although I do miss eating out. But, yeah, not dramatically different. And because I didn't have kid pickup and drop off, I was able to do more live streams the first week, but I have not done any this week at all. Yeah. All right. Evan has finished his first Make Lisa Snort laugh of the day. The hen flew the coop when Joan Ninja Hen. Love that. Thank you, Devin. Yay. All right. So I had my e-reader read some pages of my camp nano to me. I think that's such a good idea.
That's really smart. You need to do that.
Definitely. CO Savvy's working on her other world submission, 160 pages, 34,000 words. Awesome. That's fantastic. Nihilist Geek pantsing this nano. Yeah. Now, I'm kind of curious. Tell us why you have decided to pants, because I think aren't you usually a plotter, right? As I recall, I could be mistaken, but I think so. All right. Okay.
I think the one time I've pants was that one time when you were like, hey, we're going to like double our word count today. And I was like, what? And so I was like, I'm just going to open up this document and see what vomits out. Let's go.
Right. Right. When I was like, oh yeah, we're doubling our word count today. It did work. It's one of those things like where you're like, was it good? Was this a good experiment or a bad one?
And then Robert was only typing with one hand, so we had to time his word count by 4.
Right, we'll double it, add a Q. Yeah, exactly. All right, let's see. I think this is our 20-minute timer. Let me check it out. Yes, it is. All right, fantastic. So here's what we're going to do. All right, we're getting some comments now. We'll go back through and do this. Hold on. All right. Ta-da.
Oh, what
okay. Wiring issues stressing you out because I'm so used to being able to be on my computer whenever I want. I can't tell my kid not to get on his because he bugs me because he's bored. Problem. That is a problem. And it's not like you can go, oh, well, one of us will just go to a coffee shop. You can't do that.
Right?
He's probably too young to drink coffee. Also, pandemic. So, that's what it is. Look who made it! DAL CECIL RUNO. We're so happy to see you. Yay! All right, you guys. So 20-minute sprint coming up next, and we are going to knock this out of the park. I will say I'm going to be gone for just a second because I just found out my groceries have been delivered. They were supposed to be here earlier, so I apologize. They're sitting out in the hot Florida sun right now. So I'm going to go snag those really fast. And then I will get right back to writing. Okay, so here's this. We're going to get rid of the comment. All right, I will be right back, and we're going to get started with our 20-minute sprints. Here we go. 3, 2, 1. Brown. Okay. Wait, did I lose Joan Ninja Hen again? We did. She flew the coop again. Oh my gosh. Hold on. Let me get What happened to her? She just was here. I don't know what happened. Oh my gosh. She's so funny. Okay, you guys. So how did everybody do on that sprint? Let us know what you're doing. And DAL and Adega Outlaw, what are you guys working on today?
Yeah.
All right. So Robert, good news. How's yours going?
I got 401 words. So not bad.
Not bad at all. Nice job. All right. Savvy, how'd you do?
I've been focusing pretty well on the formatting, but now I'm so bad at Microsoft Word. It keeps, you know, I don't know, certain settings that I must have set at some point. So I'm like, I was almost done, but now I ran into a huge issue. So hopefully on the next sprint, it'll get resolved.
I'm sure it will. I'm sure it will. All right. Carrow, how'd you do?
I cheated a little bit because I used voice to text to write some of this down. So I got like 1,288 words.
Look at you go. I got 666, which I think the horror geek would really like. Speaking of horror geek, CO Savvy made a really funny joke. I said that I came back really fast. Like I thought it was going to take me a few minutes to get the groceries, but he had already brought them in. CO Savvy. Why did the horror geek pick up the groceries? Because he wanted to kill time. That's funny. I texted it to him. He liked it.
Yeah,
oh my goodness.
You missed it because I saw the joke and I started laughing, and then I was like, "Oh, nobody can see me laugh." Because when I do my voice to text, I like mute myself because I don't need you guys to see me like.
Yeah.
Wow, Mac.
Oh my gosh. Oh wait, hold on. I think. Oh, she's back again. Joan Ninja Hen flew the coop again.
Hi.
How did you do on our last sprint?
Great, thank you.
Yay. Okay, fantastic. All right, good to know. All right, everybody in the comments, how did you guys do? Dig Outlaw says, lost track of time. Now I'm late again. Ugh. We are just glad you're here. We don't care when you show up. All right. CO Savvy, yes, we're very glad you made it. DAL CECIL RUNO, feeling your pain. Also glad you're here. What do you guys, I think I texted this. What are you guys working on today? Everybody sort of put some of their projects up. Adega, DAL, what's happening with you folks? All right. We have like a whole conversation. Oh yeah, so Adega is now like, she's aspiring to be, I think Carrow would be my guess, where she's like co-hosting a bunch of live streams.
I think Adega is a he.
Oh my God, is that true?
Yeah.
I'm so sorry.
But you know, don't let me assume your pronoun, please.
No, right? Tell us if it's a he, she, they, or we'll just say Adega, the Adega Outlaw. Oh my gosh, that's amazing. No idea. I don't know why. I'm not sure. Who knows? Who knows? I will say though, anytime you have outlaw in your name, you've got to be a badass. That's all.
Okay. Adega identifies as dude.
Dude. Okay. I identify as dude. I don't know. I don't know if that's okay. Ready? Loki's Stream of Mischief. Look at you guys all going.
What? I am all about this Loki business. I demand to know more.
I know, right? Okay, DAL says yes, it's a he. Yeah, dude.
Oh, dang.
Sorry about the she. Thanks for the correction, everybody. Oh my God, I'm the worst. All right, so DAL editing her book, same thing I'm always doing. I feel that. Adega, my pronouns are master, boss, and obey. That works. That works. I think that's good. Fantastic. All right. Totally awesome. Yeah. Okay. Good. Good. Speaking of live streams, I want to mention this before I forget. So Carrow has one on Tuesday that happens at 2 Eastern. Is that right?
Let me see what my spreadsheet.
I literally
people ask me the time and I forget all the time. I'm like, it's on the spreadsheet.
I feel better.
1 p.m. EST.
Okay, 1 p.m. Eastern time, and that one happens on Tuesdays. There's a link to it in the description below. And Savvy will be doing a live stream tonight.
Yes.
Yay.
Tonight
Savvy,
is
is this your first one on your channel?
Yeah, this is my first writing sprint live stream that I'm going to be hosting on my channel. So hopefully it goes well. We'll see. I'm kind of new to being the host of it, but I'm going to be hosting that on my channel tonight. So if anyone wants to come, it's going to be at 9 p.m. Central, 10 p.m. Eastern, or 7 Pacific, I think. So yeah, that'll be
I see Joanne doing math in her head.
Yeah.
That's in the middle of the night.
We'll do nighttime writing sprints. It'll be really fun. And DAL CECIL RUNO is going to be co-hosting with me tonight.
Yay.
So we're going to have a great time. And I think Lauren Severe is going to be there co-hosting as well. If you guys are other tubers. So we're going to have a few of us on the live stream. If you guys want to come by and do some writing sprints with us, I think it'll be really fun. Hopefully we can get the late night writing sprint thing going so that I don't lose my energy at 8 p.m. every night.
That's awesome. That is totally awesome. Oh my gosh, that's great. All right. Doll says she's editing her book. Same thing I'm always doing. All right. Oh, and she just said I'll be co-hosting on Savvy.
I'm excited for that. We're going to have a good time.
You guys definitely want. All right, I'm going to reset our timer and we're going. What's going on in writer world? I really feel like my head has been like completely in the sand this week. I don't know what, like, I just do. What's been happening? What's the most exciting thing? How about a mini podcast from you, Carrow?
A mini podcast? Oh, you mean from AuthorTube News?
Yeah, like let's have a little. What's the most exciting thing that happened in AuthorTube world this week?
Well, last week that kind of carried over into this week. There's been a discussion about author written promotions, about like should authors be promoting their work during the pandemic, and the discussion really stemmed from this one person who made it sound like her books were doing you a favor. And when she was promoting them, she kind of made it sound like it was a great deal and everything else, but there was no deal. She like left them at regular price. So, and then, and so that kind of spiraled into like, well, should authors be promoting their stuff right now? And what should that look like? And there was one person who contacted us after we did the story last time, and she brought up a really good point that I kind of wanted to address in this podcast, but it had to do with the stigma that comes when authors try to promote their work, because just like regular artists who are kind of like give me the artwork for free kind of bullshit that I really don't have any patience for. Same. Some people do that with books too, and it's kind of like, well, if you're going to do us a favor, you know, blah 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 blah. And I really want to, like, actually, since I'm here and you guys are all listening, what are your thoughts when authors try to promote their works? Like the one lady that made it sound like a favor, she's out of line, but I guess I'm just kind of curious what you guys think on that topic, because I mean, we have to make a buck. I need to buy coffee. I have taxes to pay and stuff like that.
That's what I was going to say. Like, raise your hand if you need to eat now, right?
Yeah.
So my channel, like, I was thinking about this because on my channel, my like sign off when I go away is always like, see you again soon. Don't forget to support small businesses, as what I say every video. So lately I've been like, I'll see you guys again soon, and don't forget to support small businesses if you're in a financial position to do so right now. So I've been kind of saying that kind of thing, or like, don't forget to support small businesses because your local corner store probably has more toilet paper than the Target does, or something like that. But yeah, I
saw this one.
Yeah, I think that self-promotion is fine. It's like kind of like what you were saying. If someone acts like they're doing you a favor by selling you something, I mean, I know that's a marketing tactic, but like in this like crisis right now, that feels manipulative. So I don't do it that way. But I think it's still fine to promote your work, but like also acknowledge that it's okay if people, you know, don't buy it right now, but also still let them know it's out there. It's a balance.
Sure. Yeah. I don't know. What do you think, Robert? What do you think about that?
I think we're always a promotion for our work, because every time we're on here, it's sort of promoting it. You don't have to push. There's a lot of books out there. You just have to look around. I mean, I've bought several from AuthorTubers over the past week. I have a large group of people to catch up on, but I think they should be supported. I mean, they've gone through all the trouble of writing their books. I mean, Carrow has a new book out. Savy's is a good price now on pre-order. And so just purchased Natalia Lee's new book on pre-order because she made it sound intriguing. I'm not a fan of Westerns, but she said all the right things, and I want to see what
Isn't it funny, though, how you go, oh, I'm not really a fan of that, except then you read a book or you hear about a book that seems, you know, like exactly like something you would love. We've been watching Good Omens over
Good Omens. I love it.
And I love Neil Gaiman. I love Neil Gaiman on Twitter. And I love his writing, but his books are not my kind of books. But I still really like his work a lot. Plus, I think he's just smart as hell and funny and interesting. And gives incredible writing advice. But it's one of those things where you go, okay, well, I'm not really interested in Westerns, except, you know, if it had, like you said, if there's something in it that speaks to you, or the author has done it in a really interesting way, I think that's really, I think it could be great. I do think there's something, I don't think writers should try to guilt people. I don't think you should say, oh, it's a bargain price when it's the same price it was last week or the week before or the month before. I feel sympathy. I know a couple of authors who have books coming out. One guy had a book coming out yesterday, was his launch day, debut novel with a traditional publisher. All his book signings canceled, right? So in that, his Diver's Paradise, if you want to pick it up, it's kind of fascinating. Murder mystery set in Bon Air. I feel like this is something that we all do. We have to do in order to, you know, in order to eat and continue doing what we do. But I also think that you can do it with some tact and
it was just the approach. The way that the lady did it, and of course, like, it makes it hard when you have people that do stuff like that, because we're hungry and we need to buy stuff. But then you have somebody that comes out like that and it sours the pool. But I don't want to talk over Joanne, because Joanne was trying to say something earlier.
Oh, I'm so sorry.
Yeah, I've done something last week which left a bad feeling in myself, and I joined a designing competition about positive messages, and I took the coronavirus and wrote "We are in this together" or something like this, and it's for T-shirts, yes. But afterwards, I was really feeling not good about it, because I kind of felt that I did profit from this crisis, that I put out merch for this crisis, and it left a bad feeling in my mouth.
Yeah, that's understandable, because like I've had that same dilemma where like as kind of a joke, when I was on a live stream with one of my other anti-MLM YouTuber friends, and we were talking about like I guess coronavirus scams, or like companies trying to sell you weird supplements and that kind of thing. So I have like, we were talking about the toilet paper shortage, and like one of my merch designs is a t-shirt that says "Girl, wash your ass," because it's like making fun of girl wash your face.
I saw this.
So I was like promoting it during that. I was like, I don't want to promote it and make it sound like I'm like using this crisis to get you to buy my merch. But like, if you have a dark sense of humor like I do have a girl wash your ass t-shirt.
Just in case you have to be looking
for bad about that too, because I was like, I don't want to make it seem like I want to profit off of this, because I don't. But like, I also can't resist making that joke. So.
It is it is like, it's kind of, it's funny and it's timely and there's all that. I will say one thing that never makes you feel bad is to promote other people's work.
Oh, definitely.
Right? I think anytime that we can help other authors and say, you know, hey, I just read this great book. If you're looking for something to cheer you up during this crappy time, you know, try this, this, or this. I think we can always, I think it's good for us to do that, and the sort of goodwill and karma that you get from doing that, from sharing the work that you really like from other writers, I think that comes back to you in one way or another. Just putting out good in the world is good for all of us. So.
Yeah.
Yeah, and I thought about giving the money away I made from this design. It's 49 cents, so maybe I even round it up to $1. Yeah, and maybe this will make me feel better about it.
Well, sure, definitely. All right, let's see what everybody says. Dahl says, I love it when authors promote their books. How else am I going to know when their books are out, right?
Agreed, yeah.
True.
I will say with the exception that, like, sometimes on Twitter, authors promote their book in a way that makes it seem like they're using a bot to do it, where it's just like the same picture and the same text, like 10 times a day, and like the same hashtags, and like it. I like when authors promote their works, but like when I know it's actually a human doing it. But other than that, yeah,
it is. I mean, this is not just something that's like a pandemic stuck in your house problem. This is also something that authors struggle with, even when there is nothing, significant. Well, there's always something going on in the world. Even when there isn't something, some big tragedy or some, like, we always struggle with that fine line between promoting enough where the word gets out about your work and not being obnoxious and just constantly spamming your friend.
The person who contacted us, and I'm really happy that they contacted us, because their concern was that we were going to like kind of shame people who are promoting it, which isn't what we were trying to do at all. But they're an experienced author, and they were telling us about how, like, back in the days when, like, YouTube was like the rise of Yahoo, sorry. When Yahoo was like king of the internet, and they were trying to promote their stuff on Yahoo, about how much shame that they had gotten. And they said that it really, like, different platforms, still the same, like, reaction, if that makes any sense. So their big concern was just that they didn't want us to come out and say you shouldn't promote your work. You should promote your work. Just don't be like an idiot when you do it. I guess that's the nicest way.
Well, that's it. Just don't be obnoxious when you do it. And it is hard to know if you're being obnoxious, but I think if you're getting a bad reaction, that's a good sign.
What are you saying, Joan?
I think I will be obnoxious when I advertise my work, because all these subtle social things, they aren't for me. I will be obnoxious, but I will be honest. So not like the person in your example who said, oh, look, I've got this gracious offer for everybody, and it was no offer at all.
Right.
So if I tell you about offers, you can take them and you will profit from them, and it will be great. Yeah.
If I were editing this video in post, I would put like a little twinkle smiley face on it.
Yeah, I know, right?
Okay, so Michael Edward McPhee says, wait, so if authors shouldn't promote their works, does that mean no one who isn't making master ventilators also shouldn't advertise? Should anyone charge for anything? Yes, people should charge for stuff. Yeah. And authors, just like everybody else right now, need to pay the mortgage and eat and all of that. And the other thing is that right now, a lot of people need an escape. And there's a reason why ebooks are booming right now. Mm-hmm. And that's because people need some relief from this like constant news stream of horribleness. Mm-hmm. Right? So, escaping into a good book for a couple of hours in the bathtub, such as Carrow's book just came out. There's a link in the description.
I like how you slid that in there. Thank you.
Yeah, you're welcome. Right? That's a great escape. It's a great escape. So, and we need that, right? This is why people are binging Netflix.
Yeah, one thing that I did is, like, for my newsletter that went out the other day, I was like, I know you're all stuck at home, so, like, here's some free shit to read that I wrote. Like, that was something that I did for my newsletter people, because I love my newsletter people. I gotta give them shit, man.
Yeah, right? Okay, so CO Savvy says, I agree with Carol that the authors need to eat, and after all that hard work, don't punish yourself. But at the same time, don't exploit people for a buck. Yes, true. Mm-hmm. Integrity is free, but tacos cost extra. Yes, they do.
So I have to disagree with this, because Good Omens is a Neil Gaiman concept, and Terry Pratchett offered to buy the rights for them, but they ended up deciding to team up on it, and they wrote the book together. Yeah, they wrote it together, and the show unfortunately came out after Terry passed away, which is why Neil was very stubborn about a lot of the things that the producers wanted to cut edges on, because he knew Terry wouldn't, and so they were like, well, we can just go ahead and skim over this, and he'd be like, no, Terry wouldn't want that, so we're gonna go ahead and do it the right way.
Well, so, I tell you, it was worth it, because it was really extraordinarily well done.
So good.
Unbelievably well done. Perfectly casted, the music, it was just unbelievably good. So binge that once you're done with Tiger King.
It's my favorite from both.
Sarah, welcome today. Depends on whether or not it's in good taste tonight. Some tactics are just a turn off. Running a promo that's not a promo is a good example of that. Yes, it is. All right.
A lot of the bigger YouTubers, every video that they come out has something to do with the pandemic, and it almost seems like they are stretching that point to get views from it. It seems a little cheesy, and
I'm not here for it.
Yeah.
I've only mentioned it a couple of times, but it's more or less things to, like, keep yourself occupied. It is what you make with it. Like, we've made homemade bread, chocolate chip cookies. You have to kind of keep yourself occupied.
Can I come to your house? No, I can't.
No, you can't. My grandparents were actually kind of like, hey, we're having trouble. Can you come over and help us out? And I was like, I'm not allowed to go near you. Like, there are rules.
This is true. DAL does promote everybody.
Yeah.
DAL talks about a lot. DAL talks about a lot.
Thank you very much, DAL.
Thank you. Thank you very much, DAL. Honestly, I think it, don't you, I often find it much easier to talk about what I love about other people's work than I do about my stuff. But yeah, it's a hard deal. I remember, like, when I first started doing, I did a lot of radio interviews when my first book came out. And I felt like anytime I had to, like, talk about the book, that I was, like, selling a little piece of my soul. Now, I do not feel like that anymore, but it was very difficult for me to come to a place where I think, oh, well, this thing that I spent 8 months writing and editing and blah, 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 is, like, my time is actually worth money. And it takes a long time, especially for indie authors, newer authors, debut authors, like people who've not been in it for a long time. It feels hard, like you're doing something wrong if you expect to be paid for your work sometimes. And that's not true. This is hard work. We already are not paid enough. Nobody is in writing for the money, for sure. It's a labor.
It's hard when you have to go against the bigger publishers too, because like, in order to be competitive these days, you have to undercut them. But I guess the good thing about that is because the big publishers are raising their Kindle prices to what normal paperbacks used to cost. Like, now the indie authors can raise their prices too, but it's kind of like the only way that they can do it is that they have to work harder, and then they have to ask for less on their book than what the industry is asking. And I personally don't think that's fair, but if you can make a living by promoting your stuff, then I have strong thoughts from Carrow. Just
well, that's why we're here, really, right? All right. Yeah. Speaking of, I have no transition. Strong thoughts. I have a strong thought that we should be doing another writing sprint right now.
Great thought. Good thought.
Right? Terrible transition I just did there. All right. Yeah, I know you guys will forgive me, though. All right. Here we go, everybody. We are going to get another 20-minute sprint rolling in 3, 2, 1. Okay. All right, everybody. All right. I was like in the middle of writing and I looked up and saw Joanne's chicken costume and I about fell out of my chair.
Yes, I finished my novel. I was so happy. And I saw my chicken costume and said, yes, I need it.
Yay! Oh my gosh, that is so awesome. Oh my gosh.
I even danced for you. I did a chicken dance for you.
And we all have to do the chicken dance. Da 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 da. Yay!
Robert.
I know. I want to see Robert do the chicken dance. Come on, buddy, you can do it.
You gotta maintain that stoic mentality. I'll do it for you.
Da, 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 da. I love the chicken dance. All right. Oh my gosh, that is so completely awesome. That is amazing. Everybody says, yay, that's so awesome. All right. That is absolutely fantastic. We are so
thank you so much.
Oh my God. Doesn't that feel so good?
Yeah, now it feels, at the moment, it feels just great. But I was so frightened the whole last week and the week before because I have finished a novel before, but I've never done the things that come after finishing a novel, like doing edits, finding an editor,
getting
revisions. Yes. So I'm very frightened about these steps.
No, you'll be fine. And you're surrounded by people who've done it before. So if you have questions, we're always kind of like, just take it one step at a time. It's going to be okay.
That's right. Well, and seriously, this is one of the great things about authortube is that look how connected you are to all of these other people who have already experienced this. So if you have problems or you get stuck somewhere, you're not by yourself. Ask us. We'll help. So this is so awesome. I'm so proud of you. Like,
that's so good. That's so awesome.
I know. I'm so excited. I feel like we should all do a little chicken dance clap. That is so cool. Well, tell us. Awesome. Everybody's like, ah. Tell us about the book a little bit. Give us a little elevator pitch.
Yeah.
Yes, it's about a German engineer. She's 71 years old, and she worked in the field of household appliances. And she's totally specialized and fascinated by toasters. Then she burned down her kitchen, and her son said, "Oh, sorry, Ma, you can't live alone anymore." And she didn't want to go in a retirement home, so she said, he said, there's an alternative. You can go in the virtual reality versus a pod. Then you live in this pod and live in the virtual reality, and if you burn down any part of it, it doesn't matter. There's respawn. Yeah. Wow. And she says, okay, yeah. And she doesn't know anything about games, and now conquers with the help of lots of toasters and robots and her own mad engineering abilities, the virtual reality.
That's awesome.
I love that. That sounds so cool and like nothing I've ever read before.
Yeah, definitely. I love the toaster thing too. That's like
I'll be super excited to read that whenever it's available.
Oh,
yes. I've got two things I would do. The first, I want to run by you as expert team my further steps. And if you say, I should plan more time for one step or should focus on another step, yeah? Okay.
Yeah. Absolutely.
I plan to finish the first revisions until the end of April.
Okay.
Then I want to send it out to my beta readers, and until mid of May, and then I will revision the feedback of them. and integrate the feedback of them. And then I want to hire a copy or line editor at begin of June. Is this too tight, or?
It kind of depends on your mentality. Some people usually want to take a break before they do revisions, but if you feel like you don't need that, then that's really just a personal thing for you. One thing that you probably won't be able to control is how fast your betas are going to read it.
Yeah.
What I would recommend is, as you get done with your revisions, is to give it to your betas in chunks, because if you give it to them in chapters of like 1 to 3, it's a lot easier for them to go through than if you give them the whole thing at once, because it'll be a little overwhelming for them.
Yeah.
So find out how fast they'll get through it, and then kind of schedule around that a little bit. And then once you get done with that, you'll have to do those revisions as well. And if you're looking for an editor, I know one who's really good and definitely very like budget friendly. So I can send you her contact info later, and then you can reach out to her, and you'll have to find out when her availability is going to be too, because every editor has like a schedule. So like, if you're like, well, I want to talk to you in like August, and like, well, I don't have an opening until September. There's that too. So
yeah. So where I like to let my books rest is right after I finish writing them, give a couple of weeks, and then start with the revisions to sort of let your brain kind of get out of it, and so you can take a little bit of a fresher look. That said, I have certainly done it on a tighter timeline. Is there a reason there's a reason why you're really like wanting to keep to a tight timeline?
I have to start the book too immediately, because I do the web fiction thing, so I have to update regularly. But other than that, no, I could wait a while for the book. Yeah.
Okay.
You can work on book 2 while you let that first one rest.
Yeah. You could still manage to make that happen, because now you know the main beats of the storyline for book 1, and so you'll have enough time where you can go back and look at it. The reason to take a rest in between when you finish the book and when you start your revisions is that your brain already knows what the book is supposed to say, the story, and it's already it's still so kind of fresh in your mind that it's harder for you to notice the holes or places where you need to add or change or kind of rearrange if you don't give yourself a little bit of a break. Now, that said, we have all at some point been on a deadline where you're like, well, I would like to have 2 weeks to let this rest, but it's going to be a day and a half instead.
Yeah, and you have like folks like Rachel Aaron. Rachel Aaron doesn't even know what a break is. She's just like, I do the revisions, I take the rest of the day off, and then I do the revision the next day. Like, we're there. It's like, I don't know how you do that, but okay. And then I had one editor, and she's like, you need to take 3 months off from your manuscript. And I was like, no, that's not how I work. Like, I'll take like 2 weeks off and do something else, but I'm not taking 3 months off. Like, that's not happening.
I never have that much time to take 3 months off. I guess I certainly have done it where I've turned in a tight first draft to my publisher, and then by the time I get the editor's edits back, I've also started sort of working on my own things, and that's only been when I've had like a really tight deadline. Usually I like to go through, and I do, other than this book that I'm working on now, my stuff tends to be pretty tight before I turn it in, but I mean even just the first draft. But yeah, it's always better if you can give it a little space to breathe. Robert, I feel like you have something to say about this.
I've
True?
done both, and at the end of some drafts, I feel like I know exactly what I need to fix, and I can go back in and fix those things. But while I'm fixing them, I'm still in draft 2 mode. So my mentality is still fixing it on that level. So it becomes almost like one large draft, and it doesn't have the fresh eye of taking those couple of weeks off. My minimum is like 3 weeks taken off in between. 3 weeks to a month, but 3 weeks minimal for me. And then going back in, I'll try to work on something else in the meantime or distract myself so I'm not thinking about it. So by the time I go back in, I'm looking at it with a more editorial eye, and I can see those things that are popping out. If I have those ideas to fix right after the first draft, write them all down. They're not going anywhere.
Right. Yeah, it is important because once you put it, you've been working on it for months. Once you put it away, you're going to have all these ideas bubbling up all the time. And definitely don't think like, oh, I can't work on this at all. Like, I just keep a note, a running list of like, oh, look at this, or, add this in to whatever, so that you're not actively working on it, but that also you don't want to lose any great ideas that your brain's like, hey,
yeah,
I have a thing. So, yeah. Oh, that's so fantastic. I'm so excited. Yay.
Yeah, the book is very slice of lifey. Slice of lifey. And
Slice of life.
yeah, and I have to cut a lot out, and this is sitting heavy on my soul, because I want to know which parts I should cut out, and therefore I have to let people read this, and for letting people read this, I have to go over everything and make it nice and shiny. So, yeah. But maybe I do just one more circle of revisions before hiring an editor, so that I let it rest between the beta reading phase and the next revision cycle.
Yeah, absolutely. All right, good. Okay, Doll chips in, says Robert's great at editing, just saying. Check out Robert's channel, and another channel would be I love Doll. Another channel to watch would be the editing B Bard. Is it Bard or B Bard? I'm not quite sure.
Bard.
Okay.
Yeah, it's just Bard. I've talked to him. He's actually a really nice bloke.
Yeah. Oh, that's great. I'm not familiar, but all right, that's great. I'm so excited. Well, speaking of finishing our books, ready for that one? I feel like it's time for another writing sprint. Although we did not talk about how everybody did, so we should probably do that. Lovely comments, people. Everybody who's listening. That's okay, Doll. No big deal on the typo. I do it all the time. A lot. And with the same word. I always spell the TEH. I literally have to go through everything I write and tertiary replace for that same mistake I make over and over again. All right, so let's talk about how did everybody do before. I was just going to roam us right over to the next sprint, but oh my gosh, Joan, Joanne, what are you going to do after? What are you going to do for our next sprint?
Just hanging around, clucking, picking seeds from the bottom.
That's awesome. That's awesome. All right, how did you guys do? Everybody hanging out in the comments. How did you guys do on our last sprint? Robert, how'd you do?
I got 501, so I got exactly 101 words more than the last time.
Oh, nice.
Nice. Very nice. That's great. How about you, Carrow? How'd you do?
I got 913.
Look at you, man. I got 732. I'm very excited about that. Is that what I got last time? No, I got 666 last time. All right. And Joanne, how many words did it take to finish your book in the last sprint?
I don't know. And I don't care.
That's so awesome.
Maybe 50.
Savvy, how about you?
I've been still formatting, running into a million issues, and trying to get it all fixed. So hopefully soon.
Awesome. Awesome. All right. You'll get it done. Doll created her broadcast for today's sprints. Be sure to check Doll out. Her live stream is an hour after ours. She's got Carrow's old time slot. Yay, Doll. Sarah Keefe got 231 on the last one. Had to stop and do some research. Adega Outlaw did the chicken dance. Yay. Da, 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 da. I'm so excited. That's so awesome. I'm so proud of you. All right. This is awesome. I only mentioned the hope I haven't included the band. Tina is continuing with e-reader reading to herself. We knew what you meant. We knew what you meant. So, all right. Absolutely fantastic. Okay, everybody, we are going to get right back on it. We're going to be I'm so inspired by Joanne finishing her book today. I want to get rolling on sprints. So Here we go. Since the timer is under my little finger, we're rolling right now. So here we go, everybody. Let's get going in 3, 2, 1. Hit it. Fantastic. Yay. All right. Very good. I'm super glad that we finished. We're finishing close to on time. We're not finishing on time. Sorry about that. As always, I'm sorry. So good. I actually did pretty well during that sprint. I'm very excited about that. I was inspired. I was all juiced up after hearing about Joanne finishing her book. That's awesome. How did you guys all do? Everybody in the comments, let us know. So, Savvy, how goes the formatting?
So, in good news, I got the ebook formatting done and got it all like previewed, and it looks correct on the e-readers, and I'm feeling good about that. Now I just need to finish the paperback formatting, which I'm having many difficulties with like page numbers floating in the middle of the page and weird shit like that. And like I had like a version of it almost formatted properly, like I have in my proof that I have, but when I'm changing just these little things, it's just setting everything off. So that'll take a little while to get fixed, but at least the ebook's ready.
That's good.
For those of you who pre-ordered the one final vinyl ebook, which is $3.99 on Amazon, your formatting is done.
Yay! All right, I'll put a link to that down in the chat, or down in the description. I can't remember if we did that last week or not, but I will add that in after.
Awesome, thank you. It'll release on May 15th, so that's when it'll download to your. Yeah.
All right, that is super exciting. Yeah, we just have all sorts of good news here today. Carrow, how'd you do?
I got I got 912, which is one less than my last sprint, so I'm very disappointed in myself. I'm going to go and yeah, no.
You still beat all of us like every single time. Robert, how'd you do?
I did less as well. I got 397 words, but there's a couple of places that need a little more editing where it's a bit more telling than showing.
I get that. So I came in at magical 777, which is weird because my first sprint, or my first 20-minute, I came in at 666, which is like bizarre, super bizarre. I feel like if I do one more sprint, maybe 888. Who knows? Who knows? Probably not. I could even try and it wouldn't happen that way. So, all right. Awesome. We have some comments. How did you guys all do? Let us know. Eva says, wow, I just sat down. I was waiting before this started. The chime reminded me. Sorry, I missed everything. Napped. I'm right there with you. Right there. Yay. Ian Chafin says, I wrote something. Yay. I came in at 15 minutes and got about 200 words. That's awesome. That's great time. Good. Awesome. Thanks, guys. Nihilist Geek says 482 words just reached the inciting incident. Very exciting. That's pretty awesome. Heather says she needs to finish up what did I just do? Holy smokes.
You did all the things.
Did that? I did. Oh my gosh, you guys, I might hold on. Actuals. I just got, oh my God, that was so weird. All the comments just became gigantic on my screen. I couldn't see anything else.
Oh, wow.
So that was a little weird. Okay, so Heather is finishing up a report for her critique. I can't say that word today. Critique group. So that's awesome. Fantastic. Yay. All right. Dana fed the rabbits and dogs, mailed the card to Granny. Told Hubs about plan for the day, decided I need a nap. The words aren't flowing freely. We were talking about this before. Sometimes when you're killing it, like gangbusters the night before, and you stay up late, you either have like a spectacular writing day the next day or a terrible one. So take a nap. Plugged in the edits. Very good. Debbie says, took my kids to the park. Just got back. We're glad you made it for the last couple minutes. Yay. Also, I love your avatar because I'm totally digging the purple hair with the little aqua hair on the sides. I like that. That's cool. If I had an avatar, I'd be the reverse. I'd have aqua on top, purple on the sides. All right. I know you're like, oh, hair again, yay. Gigantic comments. Doll, they were like literally filling up my entire screen. All I could see were like 3 ginormous comments. So that was not good. And of course I'm like, ah! And it looks the same to all of you guys, I assume, right? You guys were, yeah. So I'm just spazzing out for no reason, which, who's shocked by that? Nobody here. So yeah, there's that. All right. Well, you guys did such an awesome job. I'm glad everybody was getting stuff done today. I'm super glad that Joanne was with us today when she finished her book. Yay!
Oh,
Yay!
thank you so much for letting me join, because it's quite a bit of hard with the quarantine, and I was so happy that I could join my joy with all of you.
Aww. I was so excited when you sent me the message, and I'm like telling everybody like, Joanne's gonna finish her book. We're having her on today. So I'm so excited. I think that's really awesome. All right. Ooh, we've got some more stuff here. Doll said that new video work for Adega Outlaw. I have lots of video stuff I need to get done this week. Nihilist Geek, I'm about to next sprint. Yay, fantastic. Speaking of next sprint, I do. I'm very comfortable with my dorkiness. Really. I lean into the dorkiness, honestly. Speaking of next sprints, if you're looking for sprints, Doll has her sprints going on in about 45 minutes. You can head over to her channel for that. And tonight at 10 p.m. Eastern Time, Savvy will be doing her first ever live stream, which is totally awesome. Doll's going to be on that. Doll, you're going to be busy today. Oh, my gosh.
Yeah.
So,
and she's in European country as well, I think. I think it's in the middle of the night for her. Like 3 o'clock in the morning or something.
Doll's like, she's everywhere. Well, you know, she's an alien, though. She might not.
She has her ways, yes.
Maybe she doesn't need any sleep. That's why she can be everywhere all the time. It's just a theory I'm floating. We'll see how that is. So before we go, I want to have everybody just give a little say hi, say what your channel's about. Because I totally just launched into this week without introducing anyone or doing all the normal niceties I would generally like to do. So
you're just so excited about Joanne. I understand.
I know. I'm like literally so thrilled. I could not be more thrilled if I had finished my book today. I'm super, super excited for you. So also we have a chicken dance. Okay. Carrow, that's right. Tell us what you did. Tell us what you do. Tell us all about your awesome channel for anybody who doesn't already know.
Thank you. My name is Carrow Brown. I am an urban fantasy author and the operations director over at Otherworld Inc. I came here today to work on my Nana project. I made some pretty good progress on it. On my channel, I usually talk and whine about the life of the writer. I make videos that either are drunk book reviews or I talk about writing things that people ask to know about, or I do collabs. So you can go to my channel. You can check that out. If there's a video that you want, my DMs are open. Just send me something and I'll be happy to make something that you need to see or that you want to see within reason. Within reason.
Within reason. Yeah. Within reason. Story detective Robert Jones. Let's hear about you.
My channel analyzes stories in various forms, from books to movies to comics. And I also do tech reviews. Also, if you want to see something, you can also contact me and let me know what you want to see, because I'm open to that as well.
Awesome. Fantastic. Yay. Savvy, tell us about your channel.
So my channel is called SAVY Writes Books. On my channel, I talk about the life of an author and small business owner. I often do videos exposing people who try to scam small businesses, who are trying to run pyramid schemes and all of those kind of things. So if you like kind of the drama of business scams and those kind of things, and want some advice on who to avoid when seeking out like coaching services and that kind of thing, then you can check out SAVY Writes Books. I also do like writing vlogs and drunk book reviews and those kind of things. So I hope you guys enjoy.
I feel like I want to be on a thing for that. Okay, so Joan Ninja Hen, book finisher of the day. Tell us all about your channel.
Hey, my name is Joan Ninja Hen, and I finished my book today. And my channel in the next day will be celebrating that I finished my book today. Yeah, I vlog my journey from zero to web novel hero, and write about web fiction and lit RPG, and talk about both of them in my channel.
Awesome. I am Lisa Daly. This is my channel. I'm a traditionally published author. I primarily do writing videos. So if you are looking to write a book that you're super proud of and get it published, definitely be sure to hit that subscribe button. Everybody, all of my fabulous co-hosts are, of course, linked down in the description, so you can get to any of their channels, as well as many of our regulars. So if you are looking to head on over to DAL's live stream after this, there is a link to her channel down below. So, all right. Thank you guys so much for being here today. Yay. And sharing Joanne's awesome writing victory, because we all have to be there for each other. One more chicken dance. Ready? Yay. That's what we can do on our way out. Bye-bye, everybody. Have a great week. See you next time.
Take care, everybody.
All right. I can do it. I can't push the buttons and chicken